matter what happened, I got your back. Baby, that's the facts, yeah. That's the facts, yeah.
Look how they massacred my boy.
Here we are, the concluding chapter of the Jurassic World trilogy, and what a ride it's been. We had the ups and downs of 2015's Jurassic World to the absolute lows of 2018's Fallen Kingdom, and now we have Jurassic World Dominion. And after damn near 2.5 hours of screen time and a couple of days to digest my thoughts on it, I can safely say Jurassic World Dominion was not only okay, but most importantly, disappointing. For a summer blockbuster film, it lacked the oomph to make it a staple of the blockbuster popcorn summer flick season, and for the ending of the trilogy, it felt quite lackluster. Nothing in Dominion really caught me and grabbed my attention. A few things I didn't enjoy about the film were the characters, story, and pacing. The characters I had no attachment nor feelings towards, and that goes more towards the newer ones. I did like the Wanda Wise as the pilot. I thought she was really good, but besides that, nothing really stood out. I never really had an attachment to Chris Pratt or Bryce Dallas Howard characters, Claire and Owen. I always felt they were a bit bland and kind of knockoffs of Ellie and Sam from the original movies, so it's like, or Alan, sorry, I was saying, yeah, it didn't really feel like they were really attached. Like, I didn't really care about them as characters, to be honest, so they were just bland and kind of forgettable, and that can really lead toward the story. As you may have heard from many other reviewers, they said that this story feels like it's two different movies. Like, you get the A plot and the B plot, but they both feel like two big separate movies, and it made everything like disjointed and confusing, and you're like, was this originally going to be two parts? Was this going to be one movie? And it's just like, dude, what are we doing? Like, what? It's like, if they focused on one plot and it just had them, because I'm not gonna spoil it, but the little girl, homegirl from Fallen Kingdom, she gets kidnapped by a company that Alan and Ellie are investigating, and she gets taken there, and it's like, it just seemed like a plot way to get everyone together, but not really enough, not a concrete way, because it was still a bit clunky. Like, it didn't fit. I really think that they wanted Dominion to be two different movies, or like a part 1, part 2 type thing, or they were combining it. I don't know. It's just really weird. They didn't really do a good job with the story wise or anything. And the pacing doesn't help too. It's almost a 2.5 hour long film because nothing is really paced properly. It feels like things are just happening just to happen. And the fact that I feel that they needed to cut off maybe like 15-20 minutes a little bit, because there's a lot of meandering in this film and it's just characters talking. It's kind of very boring for a film about dinosaurs. But the things that I enjoyed about this film would have to be the old cast and the effects, surprisingly. It was nice to see the old gang and Sam, Ellie, and Ian. For the screen time they had, which was, like I said before, half the movie, they continued off their characters like they've never, ever missed a beat. And low-key, Jeff Goldblum carried the entire film. Him as Ian Malcolm remains one of the best characters in the entire Jurassic Park franchise. I'm so glad that he did not die in this, because I was really, really terrified. And I never thought I'd say this, but the special effects for Dominion were really well done. Unlike the previous two films, they relied heavily on the CGI element, but Dominion uses quite a few practical effects for dinosaurs, especially when the characters are up close and holding them or interacting with them. So there's some shots where characters are like holding a dinosaur, or there's a dinosaur like the T-Rex head is like next to them. That's actual practical effects. That's I appreciate that a lot. You know, you can use CGI to do a good story, but if you use practical and stuff like that, that makes it a little bit more authentic. So I will hats off to you, Colin Trevorrow, for using practical effects in your last movie. You could have done that in the first two, but hey yo. Jurassic World Dominion was released on June 10th, 2022 on a budget of $185 million. So far in its run at the box office, it has gone on to gross $462.3 million. Overall, for me, Jurassic World Dominion is a lackluster summer blockbuster film. It's not the worst film of the franchise, but for a concluding chapter in the world trilogy, it's pretty disappointing. But still, if you're a fan of Jurassic Park and you just want to see dinosaurs for the summer, it's probably a movie you definitely wouldn't go enjoy. So I recommend you watch it for like a decent popcorn flick. I'm going to give Jurassic World Dominion a 6.5 out of 10.